Hey everyone, welcome to season 3 of Email Never Sleeps. We started our first season back in 2022, and we really never knew how well a podcast around email marketing would take off. And I'm really proud, now I'm honored to really talk about some of the stats that we've seen over the last 2 years. In 2022, we received almost 22,000 views, actually a little bit over 22,000. And in 2023, our second season, we received over 37,000. So you know what? We're growing, and we continue to grow. But I wanted to lay the foundation for season 3 because season 3, I think, is going to be a breakout year for us. And I wanted to kind of set the ground rules and hopefully garner some more attention and people who really, really want to take part. It's a one take, probably 10 to 15 minute recording. We talk about topics that, well, maybe are not so webcast worthy or sitting on stage worthy. I want to talk about topics that are top of mind for email marketers that are not often written about. And some of them are, controversial, right? Some of them might upset a few people. And the first topic I heard about was, I think view as web page in email is a relic, and I kind of got a little bit of a pushback saying, well, we use that all the time. And other topics I want to talk about, in season 3, basically revolve around things like best practices and do they really stifle creativity? Do they create mediocrity? In our industry, we keep hearing about the same things over and over and over as email marketers. And as someone who's been around for 24 years, I've seen a lot of trends and posts come and go and come back. And it's a little concerning, but we need to sort of help the new people in email. But other topics I really want to talk about is it really time to do things like overhaul an RFP? I think we've all been involved in RFPs in our lives. Some of them are a complete waste of time. Some of them actually have merit. But really, we want to talk about why maybe we should think about them a little bit differently. Other things I want to talk about is what really matters after opens and clicks. How do we define spam? We keep hearing the words spam, and we as email marketers really don't have a clear definition of it. And, to that point, what about things like how do we calculate things like click-through rate or a click-to-open rate or other metrics? Because each vendor has their own way of calculating things. And we don't really talk about that all that much. There's not an alignment in this industries. How do you get a bigger budget? What are some of the things that you need to do to prove rather than just say, well, we send this amount of email and this is the amount of revenue that we bring in? What about topics outside that of retail? What about B2B? What about publishing? What about political emails? What about casino emails? Let's talk about topics or verticals that we really don't tend to focus on when people write or people talk. And probably the most controversial one is Spam House, right? I've seen a lot of changes over the last year around Spam House and some of the mistakes they've made in working with customers and reading specific things. And, are they really the militia of email marketing? Do they have too much influence as to the success or the failure of getting into the inbox? So there's a ton of other topics. I'm happy to share them with you, but I wanted to invite you, whether you're a brand side marketer, a vendor side marketer, a agency partner, or some sort of third party as it relates to email, to come on this podcast. Let's have the conversation. Let's debate like adults. Let's debate like colleagues. Let's debate like professionals if we've got differences of opinion. I encourage you. I want that. I want to make sure that we have a unique podcast that is centered around some of these topics that, again, have a little bit of spice and sauce to it, that you'll never see us jump on stage at some mega conference and talk about because of, well, maybe you have to tote the corporate line. So I don't want to be so controversial that no one listens, but I also want to understand and know and really talk to some of the topics that at least some of the marketers that I talk to is top of mind for them. So there's a couple ways we could do this. Certainly get a hold of me, Andrew Kordek. You can find me on LinkedIn, or you can send me an email to akordek@ipost.com. And we could schedule some time. I record on Thursdays. I can record several different ones. I really want to get to 30, 40, maybe even 50 recordings in 2024 in our season 3A. I don't think you're going to regret it, but I look forward to it. And if guess what? If no one wants to talk about specific topics, I might just talk about them and invite for feedback. But don't be afraid to give me feedback. But also don't make a comment and then disappear. Let's have a conversation about it. So with that, I hope to kick off season 3 very, very soon. We've got some already exciting guests lined up. I look forward to continuing our success in 2024. And I hope you'll join me. I hope you'll find a way to join me, because I think it's important that we sort of turn a new leaf over in this industry. Thank you so much for your time, and let's hit it up in 2024.